Passing through Necarne Castle, you will observe many great sights: the beautiful castle ruins, the green pastures, and the horse riders who frequently can be seen jaunting through the woods. Centuries of history can be examined and documented as the castle silently stands proud of place at the foot of Irvinestown. What you may notice this year, however, is the estate has a new addition to its grounds: a bench and a standing stone engraved Nora's seat. No dates nor surname, just simply Nora's seat, because unless you're from out of town, you would not need to question who is this namesake, for Nora was known to everyone, young and old, throughout the town. Nora McElhone, formerly Mahon, lived in Irvinestown her whole life, which spanned remarkably across 10 decades, before she sadly passed away in June 2010. Nora was one in a family of 12 of Joe Mahon and his wife Minnie Mahon. Her father was a well-known hotelier, and it was here in this room that Nora entered the world in 1913. Her brother Malachi, speaking from the family hotel, which is still in operation today, recalls fondly his memories of his late sister and how she came to be the family breadwinner.
She was the big girl in our house when we were growing up. There were so many of us that we used to call the older members of the family, they were the quality, and we were the rest, because we always thought that the older members of the family were better treated than the younger ones, Kevin and Des and Aislinn and myself, you know, at the bottom end of the family. But Nora, she qualified as a teacher way back in the early 30s. And my earliest memory of Nora was when my brother Jim was killed out in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, in the USA, and a telegram coming home, and with 10 children in the family being educated, my mother, Jim would have sent money home every month, and my mother turned to Nora and saying, "Now Nora, you're the only bread earner," because whatever salary Nora was getting each month would have come. I was the baby in the family and was probably spoiled, and was a difficult pupil. I couldn't be kept in school. Any school that I went to, as soon as the door was open, I'd run for home. So Nora then had just got a job at Necarne, and I was landed out to Necarne with Nora in the car, and stayed there for 3 or 4 months. I think I was probably only about 3 or 4 years of age at this time, you know. Nora was a second mother, you know. My mother had a big responsibility, and Nora was in everything that we did, whether it was study, or in sport, or in economics, or in work as a teacher. And me, when I began to teach, she was asking me every day how I got on in class and so on. And she kept that pushing us all the time, you know. So I think that's the best way I could describe her, as a second mother. And of course, she was an inspirational figure. One of the things that I always remember from her was she'd often write to you, not with a card, but she'd just have seen maybe 3 or 4 lines of poetry that really caught her fancy. And she'd just write in her own perfect writing style. You knew it was from her, and it meant it spoke words beyond what is said on the piece of paper, you know.